Rolling. Okay, back at Vines now. This is the R1300 GS Adventure ASA. So this is the non-clutch levered bike, and this is the first time I have ridden a bike without a clutch. Obviously not a scooter and stuff like that. So I'm very interested to see what it's all about. Interesting, I just was out on the normal one, the new clutched one, and every time I pulled the clutch in I was like, why am I doing this? Seems like a right pain in the arse. So let's get on and see what it's all about, shall we? I do like this colour, this is nice. I don't like the gold bar, but this is nice. Right, front brake, we're on. Is that it? And then I guess brake and manual. And then how do we put it in auto? What did he push to put it in auto? Was it? No. What was it? How do you put it in auto? Will I push that? No, that's off. I mean, should we just go? Oh, it's weird. Where's the clutch gone? So let's go in manual for a while. So it's got a normal push buttons. Okay. Well, how do you select? See if it changes down automatically or goes into drive. I don't know how to do it. I mean, I could even in manual the gear shift is way smoother, way smoother. I mean, that's the smoothest quick shift option I've ever experienced. I would like to put it in drive. How the shithole do you put it in drive? Ah, there it is. That's it. Right, we're in drive. Okay. Got there in the end. I should listen to people, really. This bike, I love this colour, is way nicer, and I like the smaller screen. It's probably not as wind protective. Let's go. No. I tell you, all these safety features, it's good that all these bikes have got these things, because the amount of time you spend faffing around with buttons. Right, let's go up with the moustache. I'm already totally used to not having a clutch, and I've driven it a mile. It feels like you want it as a safety precaution, but now I'd be, if I was on my bike, I'd be like trying to grab it, like, and it's still in second here now, just being lovely and smooth. It's great. Let's go round here. So let's just go up the motorway. Let's start on the motorway, shall we? So how's it gonna? Okay, it's so weird. Okay, shifted down going around a corner, but it was so smooth it didn't really affect me. Okay, let's give it some beans. It didn't want to. It didn't shift down for me then. But I mean, I can tell you now, this is the way forward. I already really like it, and I never thought I'd say that. I mean, if you want to put it in manual, you just use your foot, and then it automatically goes back to drive. This is brilliant, brilliant. It hasn't got like it, unless it has. Maybe if you pull the throttle right back. Let's wait for this car to get out of the way. Maybe you pull the throttle. Yes, it does have a kick down. Okay. It's so smooth. It's so smooth. Sorry, this windscreen is probably not as protective as the other one. And this is the normal GS windscreen. It's got these black bits which are a bit off-putting. So it only kicks down one gear. So if I'm in fourth in drive, and then so it only goes from sixth to fifth, as far as I can tell. But you can still use the shifter any way you want. I mean, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Let's come off here. Actually, there's a bit of a nadgery road. And there it is, just blipping down through the box, and it feels like it knows I'm riding it sportily. Boom. Very interesting. I suppose it's like anything, you've got to get used to how it behaves. But it's basically like going the transition of a manual car to a flappy paddle gearbox job. And it seems to know when you're riding spiritedly and when you're not, so now it's just chilling out. Wow. And there's probably a setting in it somewhere, there's water everywhere, that says, you know, like in the BMW cars when you've got that 3 buttons on your gearbox, 1, 2, 3, how buzzy and high you want it to rev. I mean, it does take you by surprise a little bit, I suppose. But it's great. Gang gang. Ice cream's so good. Let's go manual then. I mean, honestly, it's worth it just for how smooth the shifts are in manual. Even if you just kept it in manual, you still get the benefit of traffic not having to feather the clutch everywhere or stalling it. I think one of the biggest benefits for lots of people, when they pull out of junctions and you haven't just, like on a big bike like this, a lot of people stall it, and because they're full lock, they drop the bike. And it feels like this system has just eradicated that type of accident. Oh, I'm very impressed. I think this is the future. I would now spec this bike. If I was going to buy this one, I would spec it with ASA. If I was going to buy a super bike, maybe not. Something, or like something that's a bit more visceral. But a bike like this, which is so crammed full of technology anyway, you may as well just go all in. Why wouldn't you? And then to a halt. I mean, it's still saying it's still prepared to go second. You don't have to do the clutch. Oh, wonderful, wunderbar, wunderbar. Yeah, I'm sold. Well, let's go up to this roundabout and turn around. But that's very impressive, very impressive. Look at it, just second gear, just rolling along. Fantastic. I wonder how much how many like user error, people shifting gears by accident in the wrong place, abusing a gearbox. I wonder how much will be saved from the bike doing it itself. Right, let's just do a U-turn here and see what happens. Lovely, beautiful control. It's just one less thing to worry about, is the bloody pulling the clutch in. And when you buy this bike, a lot of people will go off to the Alps and go switchback mountains up and down. You just don't have to worry about it. And it's so smooth. It's so smooth. I'm total convert. And I know a lot of you will be like, oh well, you might as well just get the bike to ride itself. A bike like this isn't about that. If you want an old manual, go and buy an old 1100 GS or 1150, whatever. Or even just a 1250, they're still very good bikes. But this is the biggest leap. This is the biggest reason to upgrade this bike. Faux show. Oh. I suppose sometimes it does shift when you're not expecting it, but I think once you're used to it, it'll be absolutely fine. I'd like to get it on a dynamic route, and I can't wait for the launch where we can actually use it in a aggressive environment and see what happens. But for general use, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a game changer. Very good, very impressed. It's interesting, I mentioned this in the bit earlier, I don't know if it's going to be 2 videos, but the 1250, it tends to ride at a much lower RPM, and even the bike is telling me that it does as well. Like the 1300 is much revier. It feels like a weight's been lifted off your mind of something else to do. I know, because I often, even with, I've got the shift assist on my 1250, if I want to be smooth, like if I've got a passenger on the back, I often pull the clutch in anyway, just to try and make it smooth so you don't get that bangy helmet thing. I mean, I don't think that's completely been eradicated, but if this is their, inverted commas, first attempt, it's only going to get better. I'd like to do a slip road and sort of bounce it off the limiter, see what happens then when we're actually properly going for it. And what happens when wheelie control kicks in, when it's up in the air. all that stuff will become apparent, I think. But I really like it. Wow. I think I understand why all the manufacturers are going this route, because it is such a good system. And at least you've still, oh, look at this horrible stuff. And at least you've still got the shift lever for your foot. I like that. I don't just want something on the handlebar. I think it would take me a lot longer to get used to something like that. Right, here we go. Let's razz it. Let's Razgatioglu it. If we can get past the Yaris. It'd be nice if there was like a sport. I'll have a look later. But it'd be nice if there was like a sport gearbox mode. Maybe there is. Settings. Assists. Suspension cruise control. It's not in there. Vehicle settings. Rider mode. Dynamic load configuration. Not in there. I'm just going to go. Interesting. Wow, I'm smiling. Which is rare for me. It totally suits the bike. Look, I'm not advocating for automatic gearboxes on everything. I'm not. Certainly not yet. But for this bike with this much technology and its aim to make your life easy and pleasurable, it's a no-brainer. I definitely spec ASA now over radars and shit like that. The radars I don't think make my life easier. They make it, I get a bit panicky with radars and things. Generally this bike, I don't know what it is, but it generally feels better than the black one I just rode. I don't know why. It feels more nimble. Maybe we're on... Oh, I need to make an apology actually. So I did say in that video, I might even cut to it now, that you cannot change the road and dynamic suspension settings quickly. You can, you just have to set it on this thing, on the rocker button. Damping, okay. I said that you can't go from road to dynamic quickly. You can. You just, look, there you go, you push, oh. So yeah, you just, now I can just push it dynamic and road and it changes. Right, slip road, let's do it. I'm actually going to go slower so I can get a full-on launch. Are we ready? Yep. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. There, and now I can just put my feet up here on the flappers. In fact, I'd probably put it on cruise control with the radar. But I mean, easy life. Easy life. So it's detected, I want to travel at 80, let's say, it's detected the cars in front, so I'm just sat here behind it with my feet on the pegs. Don't need to push even the gearbox now. Fantastic. If you like that kind of thing. If you don't like it, go and buy an old shit bike. Okay, I do quite like the radar now. I know this has only been a really quick, simple little video, but it's, yeah, ASA is the way. I don't know why, what point I don't know why you need a clutch, unless you like clutching up wheelies, which I don't, so I can't see any reason for it. It's a bit noisy, this screen. This is an excellent bike. I'm loving this now. It's actually made the whole bike. It's made the whole bike. This is the reason to upgrade. If you're in like the same situation as me with my 1250 and you're like, oh, I've still got another year warranty, but you know, I don't know, it's not going to be cost effective, we're in a cost of living crisis, all of that shit, then this is a solid reason to upgrade your bike. It's brilliant. The bloody lift control's still on it though. Look at that wooden horrible brake feeling. Let's just creep to the front here. No clutch. It's just so much easier to deal with now. You don't have to put your foot down and then push the clutch. Oh, it's bloody brilliant. Eccellente. It's like a Ferrero Rocher. Right, well I'm going to get back on my jalopy now and see how I feel. And this is like off the lights now. I don't have to click it into gear. I can just go wham and I'm off. Yeah, so spec wise, I wouldn't bother with the height thing unless you're short. I would spec it with ASA. Would I go with the radar and stuff? I mean, probably by the time you find it's part of a package. There we go, we're off. Look at that. That is a launch. That is a launch. What if it's got launch control? I mean, that's going to be interesting. When they put this technology in an S1000RR, it's great. Spec it. So yeah, I'd spec this. I'd probably spec this colour. I think it's the best. I'd spec, apart from that handlebar. Sod it. Look, you're only young once. Just spec the whole thing. This feels. Why does this bike feel so much better? It feels better to ride than the standard one, the non-ASA. It feels better. I don't know why that is. The tyres the same? Yeah. The seat feels firmer as well, but it's exactly the same seat. Hello, little oak leaf. Goodbye. So just in case my other battery runs out, thanks for watching, and I'll see you out in Spain riding these where they should be ridden, which is on holiday. And I think there is definitely going to be some off-road. I don't think it's going to be intense off-road, just sort of fire road stuff. And it'd be very interesting to see how this ASA model stacks up off-road as well. So if you've got any questions, anything else you want to know in the specs, anything about the 1300 Adventure, write it in the comments below, and I shall endeavour to find out on the next adventure. See what I did there? I'm going to put the screen down because it just looks dorky like that. Yeah, it looks cool like that. Yeah, buzzing. Love this. Love it. Love it. Like those last minute, like, oh god, I'm turning here. You don't have to worry about the clutch and like, like your indicator and clutch and all that sort of stuff. That problem's just completely gone. It's bloody good. It's bloody good. Right, thank you Vines for allowing me to have a little go. I really appreciate it, and yeah, you should all come and buy your BMWs from here because they are the best. Alright, cheers, bye.